Are we up and running? We are indeed. Good morning, gang. So what's going to be today? A quiet stream? Who knows? I got rid of the flicker. I just moved the LED light that was shining down from directly on top. I moved it over actually so it shines on the lantern. You see it off my head right now. So for today, we got no flicker here. We're okay. So we're still digging away at the seaweed section. We've got all this area to go down here, through down to the front. Should be enough to cover us for today. Not sure about tomorrow. I'll talk about that one. Oh, Mrs. Bull is up here. Look at this. Congratulations. Welcome back. Wonderful, wonderful. So you restarted the computer. Is that what happened? How you got back? I'm a bit nervous now whether we should start looking at those triangles to show you how to do this or whether we should just leave it alone, you know. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good, good, good. Getting the tape in the knife here, I gotta get it set. The blade keeps slipping, so I've got to. This knife handle is getting kind of old. It's been bashed up a little bit from getting marked with all the sharpening, so it's a bit difficult to hold the blade steady. Okay. Anyway, welcome back. Good, good, good. It's been a week or so since you've been off this stream, hasn't it? In case there's new people on the stream here who don't know what's been going on here, the lady on the stream called Bet Bull, this is my mother. She watches the stream sometimes, takes part in the chat a little bit. She's been supporting us, and she's the source of our mascot. She sent this little owlet, which has become the stream mascot. Its name is Fridge, and it was a gift from Bet Bull there, which was the lady my mother. He watches us over us all the time. Okay, she provided the owl, she provided the socks, and yes, she provided the carver. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Hi, hi. Okay, let's see. Italy. Yeah, it's not a great picture, but just have to do 9:13:44. Just a second here. Hang on a second. I'm trying to find a photograph here. Hang on. It's not a good one, but let's see. Just a moment. Just a moment. Let's find it. I'm trying to find a photograph here to show you. Image. Hang on a moment, just a minute. Desktop screen cap. Okay, this might come in at large size. I'll have to scale it down. Hang on a second here. This is just going to pop in. Hang on a moment, please. Here we are. Just give me a second. A week or so ago, whatever, we had a Skype conversation with family. So this is Grandma here. This is the gang. This is our 4 generations. I was on the Skype call. I'm at the top of the screen there. And you can see Grandma, my mother, there now with my newest granddaughter. That's Clara-chan. She's just a few months old. Behind my mother on the bed is Humi-chan. That's Clara-chan's mother. Then in front of her, that's Himi. She's a bit in shadow. She's my oldest daughter with her 2 boys, my 2 grandsons on the left. So that's our 4 generations Skype call the other day. So this is Betbull, the lady you're seeing here in the chat. That's her in the yellow shirt holding her granddaughter. So that's the gang, 4 generations here. We now return to our regularly scheduled programming. There's 4 generations. I guess that's not really so rare when you think about it. If people have a baby at 25 years old, or say between 20 and 25, then if the top one lives to be that age, then you're going to have 4 generations of people alive. The question now is, how can we get 5? My mother's doing very well, very healthy, very dainty. And Alex, I think he's 14 now. The oldest grandson is 14. 13 or 14? He's 14. I don't know how aggressive he is with girls, but if you imagine he's with a girlfriend and perhaps they'll have a little bit of an accident, then next year or the year after, it's possible we could have 5 generations here. I don't think anybody's planning that, at least Alex, but it's theoretically possible we could start running 5 generations here. I think I'm the one who's made it the longest. I know my mother was 24 when I was born. My daughter, Himi, she was 20-something when her first child was born. So I was nearly 30. I guess I was. I was over 30. I was 32. So 24, 32, 20, you add them up, that's how we get 4 generations together. Depending on how old Alex is, if he has children someday, we could have 5 generations. Am I getting off camera here? So I'm trying to remember where I am here. Yeah, talking about the age of But having kids, name like my daughters, it's their own lookout. My two daughters took a different approach to this. My oldest daughter, the one that you saw in shadow in that photograph, she specifically thought, okay, I'll do this while I'm quite young, get the responsibility over with while I'm young and strong, and then, private time will be the older part of her life. But she specifically thought this. The other daughter, the one you saw sitting behind my mother on that picture, she went the other way. She said, no, before I have kids, I want to get myself financially established first. And she's done that. She runs her own business. I don't think she's a millionaire or anything, but she's got herself established. Her income is steady, she's got a business, and also she's got employees that run the place, so she can actually spend time out with her child. So both of them took a different approach to this and seemed to have got what they wanted, so far anyway. I've got to say though, it's much more of a calculated thing on both of their parts than it was with me. With me, baby, it just sort of, oh, I see, there we are. This is what stage of life I seem to be sliding into without too much self-direction. But those two guys, from the beginning, really thought about it quite carefully. Whatever, because they're women, something different like that, I don't know. So they've made it more of a plan than I ever did. And I just sort of fell into that part of my life. So they've planned it more carefully than I did. I don't think either of my daughters has a Twitch stream. I know my younger daughter there with the business, the wedding business. She, I think, uses Instagram most. I think people who are upcoming brides who are looking for dresses and jewelry and things like this. I think Instagram is the go-to place for that. So my daughter's wedding supply company, I think, well, of course, it's very web-based. But as far as publicity and things go, there's no reason for them to have a Twitch stream. What are you going to watch on a Twitch stream? You have somebody in the back room sewing a wedding dress. So for them, Instagram, it's the models and photographs and stuff, which is their go-to social media platform, I think. And perhaps Facebook as well, I'm not quite sure. Oh, questions. I can't catch all this, I'm sorry. Since the holes on the seaweed are small, isn't there a problem with filling with too much pigment? Not really, it's our job. I know if we're careless, yes, they would fill with pigment. We know what we're doing. I know in many of our prints that there are snow scenes. And if you're careless, the snow cutouts fill with paste. But this is our job, and the printer will print as carefully as she can to get this work done. This one's going to be easy. These are not that small at all. These triangles are quite large. It's when you have really, really tiny dots scattered all over the surface, that's when it gets tough. This one's nothing. There's no big difference from the rest of this. All these sawtooths, zigzag, 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 zigzag. Each one of these gullets tends to block with paste, so we really have to brush it out carefully. If I've missed questions, I'm sorry. How old are my tools? Not so old at all. I know the blades wear out. I think the carbon blade I'm using right now, whatever, I would have bought it. I bought a new batch of them a few years back, and they wear out. As you sharpen them, they get shorter and shorter and shorter. So any given knife blade lasts X months. The handle gradually gets more beaten up, so I have to replace it every now and then. Maybe I'm on my fourth or fifth handle, I can't remember. We just cut a piece of wood making more. So the carving tools like this don't get, antiqued. They just get used up and sent out. One of the larger chisels I've got, because they don't wear out so much hard. This larger chisel, this was given to me by Ito-san, or I got it from Ito-san stock after he died. And he had another one in his bench that was sharpened down to about here. So maybe this was a replacement for him. It's now passed on to me. And at 66 now, I'll never wear this out. I'll get it down a few more milliliters. But over a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, it would get shorter. We really have no antique tools because they get used up. They get worn out. I can't see in this one which ones are positive and which ones are mine, so I'm going to leave this. I'm just going to wait after we do test printing. We'll be able to see it more clearly. Do I use Ito-san's tools? The only one of Ito-san's tools I use is the big chisel. The smaller tools he gave me, the knife, the one you saw me talk about in the video, if I use this knife I will break it. No, those are in the drawer tucked away. So the dramatic Ito-san's tools, the delicate tools are not being used. They're being preserved and, we'll put them in our little showcase when we build our exhibition space on the second floor. But that larger chisel his wife gave me, I use that all the time, every print. Did the trend of late night shopping? Yes, exactly. The trend exactly continued. Not so many people in. in midweek here. So the volume of the number of people walking in the door was not anywhere near as busy as it was on the weekend. But yes, the shopping trend continued. 6, 7, 8 o'clock, nothing. After 9 o'clock, some purchases. Oops. So. And I really don't know what to think about that. I do not want it to go that way, but I can't control it. So. And now we're back to the weekend again. Now it's Friday night here, so it'll be interesting to see how it changes again. 2 weeks ago was a festival weekend. Last weekend was a long weekend. This is now a normal weekend. So we'll see how it goes. We're just going to rumble along, collecting data. I've got so much work to do in the evenings anyway with the program. So I just sit there with my laptop behind the counter and I just do the programming work. It's kind of actually not a negative for us, it's positive. It's the same as this Twitch stream. Because we have this Twitch stream, I get carving done. If it wasn't for the presence of the Twitch stream, I'd be probably doing something else. I wouldn't get back to the carving until later. So Twitch is not just being done for Twitch, it's being done as a tool to bring me in, to tie me to the carving bench. And I get tons of work done that I wouldn't get done without Twitch. And so far this week, that evening shopping time has done the same thing for me with the computer program. I've been working on a management system all of these nights, well, at least when I'm not talking to people. But that's easily interruptible. I can sit there tapping on the laptop behind the counter. When somebody comes in and wants to say hello, I can talk to them and go back to work. So for the short time, for the near future, we'll just keep doing it that way. I'll be the point man for the evening shop, no parties. And we'll do our testing and checking and seeing how the traffic pattern goes. Do you preserve the blocks while they are being carved? I'm not quite sure what you're asking me. While I'm being carved, this is the block. I don't, what can I say? I keep it on my bench or beside my bench when I'm not using it to avoid possible changes in the transfer paper. Not quite sure what you're asking. quite sure what that question was. When we prepare the tracings, before we paste them down the block, it's really critical that we keep them at the same environment. If you prepare a tracing, because it's on a piece of paper, it can be very flexible. It can expand or shrink. So if we prepare the tracings on a rainy day, for example, and paste them down the wood on a sunny day, we could be in trouble because the paper may have swelled or shrunk, and the image size would be different. But once the tracing has been pasted onto the block, the paper itself is now not going to move. We're now at the mercy of our block stability. And these days, as you know, we're using laminated blocks. This is actually a plywood core with cherry on top. So the block itself, compared to the old blocks in the old days, is much more physically stable. So again, I'm not quite sure how that question went, but if you're worried about stability now, after this image has been pasted onto the wood, it's not really an issue. I wouldn't put the block in the bathtub or something, or leave it out in the raw sunshine. But the normal room environment, this block will be quite happy. It's the same environment that it's going to live in for the next 100 years or whatever, so this is now set. The biggest change in the block's working environment comes when people start printing it, and you throw water all over the top of it, and then you've got to watch out what you're doing. A traditional block can start expanding and moving quite a lot once you're starting the printing process. And printers, of course, they're on that, they're aware of that, they know what's going on. You use it to your advantage. If a block is too small, you need to swell it up. You can use water to do that. Is this one of the color blocks for the octopus? Yes, it is indeed. We can see scraps of octopus here and there. This is the block for the seaweed, the green, dirty green, seaweed or sea vegetable or whatever it's called these days. Seaweed in the box. And there's going to be a noisy stream coming up, not today, I won't finish this today, but as soon as I finish carving all the details, then it's time to get the persuader out, so we'll have a noisy day, banging away the rest of this block. So that might be tomorrow, I'm not quite sure. Oops, that's supposed to stay. Comes off here. Did you see the pictures I put up yesterday on Facebook? The two new signs in the shop? They both should have been up on opening day, but I just didn't get around to it. Garbage day. Can you see the guys out there? Did you see them? Here's the garbage truck going by. Chuk, chuk. I should try and remember to do that next week. It's going to be impossible. I should put the garbage out exactly at the point where the camera is visible to show it. That would be more fun. we had a social media poster up in the shop on the second floor. And at that time, it was just information on. They had the Kickstarter backer counts, and it had the YouTube counts. And this new one has, what is it? It's got YouTube counts, Kickstarter campaign history, Patreon count, and of course Twitch. It's got the Twitch channel followers count. So our social media poster is getting longer and longer and longer until we make a new one. When I was getting it ready, somebody said to put in the Instagram and Facebook followers too and stuff like that. I didn't bother because I think most of those are robots, so they're not really numbered. I don't know. In the case of something like the Twitch channel here, the number of people who have followed us, I think most of those are human beings. So it's a number that means something. But in the case of Facebook, I think it's meaningless. There you go, I got it. The garbage man just came, and we had the garbage. I think it was just outside. So yeah, they just saw garbage man running by.
It stunk out there as the trucks drove by.
Ah, sucker, because it was the girls put it out at nighttime, and I don't think they should do that. Which is worse, leaving it in the shop or putting it out. My mother's back. She got her.
Oh,
Twitch
got it all
running.
worked
Yeah,
out.
it seems so. So
That's great.
Cameron pulled on the door instead of pushing.
Yes.
You've got it figured out.
I've got it figured out.
There's questions I haven't seen here. I'm sorry. The wall lettering on the shop. Did you make the placing mask yourself? No, that was well. Actually, let me get back to my work.
Okay. Here we'll turn
Mike,
this there.
we seen we were banging it yesterday. I guess I
Yeah, I
saw it.
saw they mentioned that, but I.
No, what happened was it was on that box here or something.
Right.
I covered it up with a picture, and then we didn't notice it. So every time I banged the box, it must have. So this one here, so maybe we can put it up here.
Sorry, that's not
Clip
clear.
something up there. Mic movement.
This way. So,
Testing, testing. Can you hear me now?
can you hear it? Still have the placement board that came with
No,
that?
tossed
you
them.
threw it away.
You
Okay.
tossed them.
That makes sense considering the trash man just came. Yeah, but it came with a nice big board with the top half of all the letters
Well,
approximately.
the top quarters on it
Yeah.
wasn't actually because the O's were trouble for me because
Oh,
you
yeah.
could roll them around. So if I was designing that, I think I would have done something a bit different. But whatever.
The uppercase W is bothering you?
It's bothering me. I posted what's on it. It should be lowercase.
Oh.
Did I send you the text or did you just
Yeah.
retype it from what I sent? Or
I think
I think it's my mistake. It should have been a lowercase
Yeah.
W.
for the width.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
But also what I did compared to when we did it on the second floor, this time I left off the quotation marks.
Yeah.
It's much better.
Yeah.
The quotation mark really bothered me so much.
You could have just popped the two off.
No,
right?
they were stuck onto the wallboard,
Yeah.
onto the wallpaper without tearing it. So.
Okay.
But the problem was you'd get photographs of something where you can't see the very top of it.
Yeah.
And so you don't see the start of the quotation. You just see the end. Living with Woodbark Prince apostrophe. Prince.
What are the prints out?
Prince. So the Prince. Living with Woodbark Prince boxes or something,
Yeah.
whatever. So that bugged me for 4 years. So finally, that's one reason why I put this up here. I have got to exercise my demons and get rid of that apostrophe.
Instead, I bring you another one. With the...
Well, no, I think I don't know if
Capital
I did it or
W,
you
I
did
don't-
it. I don't know. There's no blame involved, isn't there? JT, before I forget, something I meant to mention. I'm out of here in a few minutes. I'm going to head. It's a yearly checkup
Oh,
for
yeah,
me at
that's
the
right.
hospital.
Yeah.
So. the Japanese system. They're, I'm over 65 now, so I get these regular messages. Going to the hospital for
Come
a
see
check.
us.
1 year, 3 months. This one's gone by, so this is one of my checkups. So I'm out of here this morning straight away. Okay. But what's going to
Is
happen?
it right after the stream or like really in a
Yeah,
few
no, I'm going to
minutes?
leave because I got to go to Seikaido to look for some frames first.
Oh, okay, cool. Good morning.
Oh,
So Ray and I will run the stream. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, whatever. No. But what's going to happen at lunchtime? And we had a bit of stress on this yesterday. I don't want anybody having lunch in the shop. I want meals. And yesterday,
You don't want people coming in thinking, oh, it's a cafe.
So no names, whatever. Yesterday, one of the staff members started eating lunch in the back room.
Yeah.
And I asked her to go upstairs, and she said, "It's okay, it's okay." And I said, "No, and I
Please
had
go
to
upstairs.
put a little bit of steel in the voice, go upstairs." And she's here again today, and I'm not here. So what I want, without wanting to stir up trouble.
Yeah.
Also, we need someone to help the shifts when they go upstairs for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So when it gets near lunch, can you please come downstairs?
Yeah.
Get your own lunch.
Yeah.
Eat it earlier,
Either
later,
early
whatever.
or later. Yeah.
And then spell off. But then also, please put a little bit of your management hat on to make sure that
People aren't eating
Yes,
here.
please.
Okay.
Thanks. Not to dump a responsibility on you, but yeah.
Yeah. Dump a little responsibility. Okay.
Because I really want this to become part of the culture, not just let's do this when Dave's here. When
Yeah.
Dave's away, we can fool around. I really want it to become a normal part of the
normal thing. Yeah.
culture here. So. Rei-chan, how are you this morning? You okay?
Good,
You look a bit quiet. Are you okay? No problem? No.
Hot today.
Yeah.
I'm going over to Asuka Sensei's place today. I've got a list of three or four places to go. I'm going over for the hospital checkup over near where his workshop is. So I'm going to go to Seikaido Shinju to get some frames, go to the checkup, and go to Asuka Sensei's place to drop by and say hello.
Why'd
So
you scare Ray?
I'll ask him about. So I'll tell him what's happened. She went to you once and didn't come back. What did you do?
Are you happy with the new floor? It says, I imagine the ground floor would be a bit noisier. Has it? No, it's actually, we don't hear the crows or anything because the doors are
You
closed.
mean foot traffic noisy or physical noise?
Velour.
Physical noise is less, I think.
Yeah.
So we're isolated behind the door. Before we're just, that front window was open all the time. I don't know. Right, Tanya, we haven't been bothered by like bizarre people coming in and nothing. It's just been normal customers coming in and browsing and looking around. And there's a tiny concern for us now about things like shoplifting, which we really didn't even have to think about before, because the only people that came into our shop space were
Ones who really
fans
know
and
about
regulars,
you. Yeah.
and now we've got anybody walking in. So we're not quite sure if we need to be more concerned about shoplifting.
Yeah. How do you decide on the colors for reproduction prints such as this octopus? Do you try to replicate how it was done in the past? And what if there are multiple iterations with different colors?
There are. I mean, all the prints we make that have been published previously, whether it's an old one like this or whether it's the Doihanga stuff, as much as possible we look at as many copies as we can from previous years to try and get at some understanding of what's normal for this print. There are no preserved originals. There's no master copies. We don't know even if Hokusai saw anything like that. So there's no master guide. It's our own taste. It's actually a combination of looking at as many old ones as we can with our own taste on top of it.
Got it.
And the confusing factor is that in the old days, none of the pigments they were using were in any way long-lasting. Most of the prints have faded very heavily. So looking at an old print now, it's a bit of detective work. What do you think it really looked like when it was new?
Yeah.
And it's far from being clear at all. So no, the big easy answer there is this is guided by our own taste for the most part.
Yeah, with some reference images, but...
Yes, reference images wherever possible and then guided by our own taste.
Yeah. Yeah, someone said, oh, Ray, the owl print I received came out wonderfully, thank you. And someone else said, the other Ray is the printer. Sorry to be so confusing.
Maybe mention what the difference is here, who is who.
Yeah. So,
Well,
you can introduce yourself.
okay. So I'm the Ray who works as a what do you call receptionist?
Shop assistant and print party host.
Yeah, you do
But then other Ray's print, yeah.
A printer.
Printer, yeah. I'm just here.
What do you mean, just?
Just here.
Do different jobs.
Yeah.
And she comes in occasionally at the end of the stream, but Not usually.
Oh, the other day, well, she used to when she crossed through the room. She
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
do that now. 'Cause
Yeah.
she just sits
She
at
just
the door,
sneaks upstairs.
Sneaks upstairs. Yes,
Sugasan
exactly.
always comes in and says hello.
Yeah, yeah. Leican's a bit more shy.
Sneaky. Yeah.
No, shy.
Shy.
She's doing well, you know. She's quiet, but she's doing well. She's coming
yeah.
along very nicely. I'm
Yep.
very happy.
Got a nice long list of new prints for her to work on too.
Yeah.
Viller says, I meant foot noise. Glad to hear. So less noise makes for a better workplace. So I guess foot traffic, it's noisier, busier. So we're getting more people on the first floor, but less outside noise because the doors and the windows are shut because the air conditioner works great.
Yeah. We don't hear the crows anymore.
Yeah. I guess the discussion about faded pigments on the old prints that you're referencing reminded G.R. Machiavelli. It reminds me of the current aesthetic of Greek statues because they're all white. It versus what they originally were. They used to be vibrantly painted.
Do we new that, or is there
New
traces?
research has been coming out saying
so?
they used to be really, really bright. But now everyone just thinks of clean, pure marble.
It's a little bit, you know, in recent years here in Japan, when making reproductions of the old ukiyo-e, through the 20th century there were two major companies doing that. It was Adachi and Takamisawa.
Right.
And they had a different philosophy on it. Adachi's philosophy was, and still is, to make prints that look pretty much like new prints. Well, at least as far as we can tell, prints that would look like the ones that were published exactly as they came off the blocks at that time. And Takamisawa didn't do that. They made what they call furubi. They
Old beauty.
yeah, they antiqued their prints. So they would rub dirt over them or fold them up a bit or crease them or print them with a little bit. You know, it was just their style, and they're more beautiful at the point of being in the shop when you're looking at them.
Yeah.
But the problem is 50 years go by and now they have the artificial antiquing plus real life antiquing, and they start to get really gloomy and
Yeah. That's funny.
we don't do any artificial aging. We tried it with one of our prints in the catalog a while ago. That one of the Zeshin prints. We made a batch of prints and then we bathed them in tea.
Oh yes, I remember.
Ishikawa-san did that, you know. And just generally, we just weren't satisfied with it. They looked kind of cool, wow. But again, even after a short couple of years had passed, they started to look just dirty.
Yeah.
So we just gave it up. You know.
Got it.
Our prints will age as they age, along with all of us.
Mm-hmm. And that tea tasted awful after bathing.
I should have known. Who's that? Is that Ken Hallett? No.
No.
It could be anybody, I guess. Yeah.
Kantar.
Soka.
He's a fan of tea.
That's
found
right.
him on,
That's right. Yes.
Instagram.
I should have put two and two
Connoisseur.
together. Yep. I should have put two and two together. Sorry about that. You got me on that one.
Has your landlady seen the new shop yet?
Yes, she was in here last week, so she brought a couple of presents. That note in that we're going to hang up soon.
Oh, nice.
So. It's hard to tell her reaction. You know, she's a little elderly Japanese lady, so she's not going to go like, "Oh wow, look what you guys!" You know, that's not her reaction. She's quietly appreciative. You know.
Yeah.
Of course, she loves it. We've added so much value to her building. You know, of course.
She can resell it for so much. Or
Well, no, not really, because the building itself has no value anymore because it's
Right.
after its end of life. The value is in the permission to use this space to have a building.
Yeah.
From her point of view, a little tiny piece of paper that allows her the leasehold for this building. That's the value for her. The building itself is a minus asset at the moment, not a positive asset. And she got very lucky to find tenants who were willing to accept such a decrepit, run-down, dirty, rat-infested building. And I say that in all absolute straight description.
Yeah.
She got very lucky to find tenants who would accept that and put their own money into it.
Yeah. Build something so nice.
And in return, she gives us a very reasonable, below market rates rent.
Yeah. unlike those people down the street who took them months and months to find a tenant. The one that's now a
The Korean restaurant, yeah.
yeah.
I have no idea what rent was actually negotiated. It was advertised at 50 for Goji-on-man. And I don't know if that's what they ended up paid or if they negotiated it down. I
Yeah.
have no idea. We don't know the background. But the advertised price was 540,000 per month
Yeah. And then
for a tiny.
Then they went in there and ripped everything out
Yeah.
after it had just been newly renovated.
Ripped out all the new renovations right back, not right back to the wall, but they worked within that space
Yeah.
and built something else. So. I think upstairs they left it pretty much as it was. So.
You want to read the smallest ants message?
I missed the crows and the walking by rat steps noise.
Viller asks, were there really rats? That's the myth.
Well, we now know.
It's not a myth.
Okay, well, I guess we can tell whatever. Since we haven't abandoned the second floor yet, but nobody works up there on a daily basis
Right.
anymore, and the rats have now come out
Decided.
to play.
Yeah.
They found a way out, and I myself have had 2 sightings on the second floor of actual rats scurrying by. So, and you've had one sighting on the third floor.
Yeah.
And this is during the day.
During the day, I was just sitting there working at the computer. Comes crawling down the door frame. It was like holding on, crawling. I was very surprised.
The rat?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's like, oh, got a little friend here.
The other day, I was in the morning. When I sleep on the second floor in the tatami room there, so I got up in the morning 6 o'clock. I'm still half asleep, staggered down the hallway, wrapped in my towel, sit on the toilet. Because I'm by myself, I just left the door open. Whatever, doesn't matter. And as I'm sitting on the toilet there, out in the hallway, the rat goes by, looks up at me. Ooh, hi there. You know, I'm like, oh shit, I can't stand up and chase you right now because the one point of the day when I actually can't stand up and move. So by the time I was able to stand up and get after him,
It
was gone. So,
yeah, the people ask about the plants on the front door. They look like vegetables. Are they tomatoes? No.
No, it's Hosuki. No,
It's key.
there was a Hosuki festival. No.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. They're left. The flower shop down the street had received orders from neighbors to buy flowers for us. So he had learned that we were open. And as it happened, our opening day, Wednesday, was just 2 days after the end of the Hozuki festival.
Yeah.
So he's got all this Hozuki left over. What do I do?
Leftover
He's got 2 choices: throw them in the dumpster or give him the day. I'm not being sarcastic. Well, maybe I am, but whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. But they're, I looked them up in English. There's some, depending on where you are, they could be called ground cherries or paper tomatoes, I think. They were called something like that. Or Chinese lanterns.
So
They've got all sorts of
tomatoes.
names.
Nothing to do with tomatoes. No.
Yeah.
So I think that the
There is some
normal
sort of
flowers-
fruit you can eat inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a ground cherry is the normal word.
Yeah.
And these are now, they're now pretty much, they're dead. Also too, Rachel, before I forget that one there, look at this, it's fading fast now.
Yeah, I
So it might
saw
be
that
too
one
dry,
too.
or maybe they're end of life, or,
I think
so if you get time to, what you go through, pull, you know, not weed them, you know, rather than throw the whole thing away. There are some nice flowers still in it, so pull out the faded stuff, just shrink the arrangement down to a smaller size.
Are you good at ikebana?
You know what I'm getting at? Pull out the ones that are obviously dead, just pull them out. Now, Tego-sensor, she'll know what to do. She's done that before. Just shrink them down.
Leave the happy flowers.
Yeah, exactly. So, actually, if my mother says she came back, you know, we could maybe, I know, her flowers have actually survived quite well.
Yeah.
Maybe today will be the last day. Is my mother typing here? She was typing
She
earlier in the
hasn't.
stream. She was in.
Said anything since I've been in, but
We can tell her, Mom, your flowers are still here. They're on the last couple of days now.
Yep.
I know the carnations are pretty much done for. I think the roses are finished, but the lilies look okay.
yeah.
So the girls will, as I said, the girls will weed it out, or what's the word? You know, trim it down today.
Clean it up a bit.
Well, clean it up, yeah, whatever. So.
Where was this Hozuki festival held?
Sensoji, in front of Sensoji Temple.
Okay.
It's on their annual calendar.
Got it.
A bunch of booths get set up in front, and I don't know the origin, what was the purpose. It certainly goes right back into Edo time. I don't know the meaning of it.
Yeah. Okay. Because I remember last week just tons of people holding the really, really big, long, tall ones.
Yeah.
I was wondering, what is going on? Why are they so popular this week?
Well, it's from Senso Jitsu.
Okay.
Last night again, shopping. Not a lot, not a ton, but again that same hour after 9 o'clock.
Wow. Interesting.
It was a funny one. I guess I can talk about part of it. It was a French gentleman and his son, teenage son. I think there was a mother and a daughter, but they didn't come in here. They were looking at something else, or back in the hotel or whatever. So the man and his son, and they're leaving Japan tomorrow. Today. Last night they're leaving tomorrow. And the son saw the heroes and just went like, "Oh my God!"
I know.
He's like all over his dad. Can we get one? Can we get one? Can we get one?
How old is this son?
Oh, maybe 13, 14,
okay.
whatever. And they were a happy couple. It wasn't a gimme, gimme, gimme. Just it was conversation. And they were seriously looking for the last couple of souvenirs for their friends and stuff like that. So, to long story short, they ended up buying some of the Hunger Club prints, the small souvenir type prints. But the boy really, really, really was onto his dad. Let's get one of these. And his dad was common sense. So he said, "Look, no, we can't afford it. It's too expensive. And this is our money left for the last couple of days." And he said, "Boy, look, you want to go without dinner tomorrow?" And the kid said, "Yeah." So the dad's trying to think of another reason not to do that. So it was actually cool. It was okay. We chatted a lot. I did a quick demonstration for them in the party room about how the prints were made. So we had a good time chatting together.
That's great.
And he bought a couple of smaller prints. But, the boy was a little disappointed because he had been hoping that, to go for a bigger one.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not in any way. I'm not going to sit there and try and sell stuff at all. It's available and there you are. And I'm not even disappointed that he didn't get one. It's okay. We can't keep up with him anyway. So, but it was fun watching the dynamic between, it wasn't a greedy son.
No.
It was just a normal father and son with the conversation. And the boy is really like, he wanted to die for this
cool.
one. This is so cool. So.
Oh, that's fun. Origami says, "I've got to find some way to send you the everlasting origami flowers that he makes. So then we don't have to weed clean up the dead ones." These are fun.
Where are we on the shuttergraphic thing? Are you and him still passing back and forth images, or what's the...
Yes, and he's still on that business trip, so he said my computer can't run the image that side, or it can't work on the image that
So
side.
what's the tentative schedule for this? Do you know?
I think... Oh, what's your tentative schedule? When are you coming back? I think it's next week. With Grace. I don't know what I just tuned into, but this looks great. Hello, welcome. What has with Grace tuned into?
Is somebody going to explain to him what this is, or do we not need to do that? Or?
Yeah. Up at the top, this is Dave Bull broadcasting from Oklahoma.
No, I'm not sure what people see. If you're on a PC or something, there's the video thing, and below the video, there's a bunch of explanatory material if you scroll down below the video. But when people are on a mobile, I don't know what they see. Just the video by itself with no external explanation or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Not sure.
Am I running the scroller? This is social.
Yeah, the scrollers are going. So, Octopus Print. So. You see Naples' hands only.
So
he's neither one of us on the screen.
So my hands and a little young girl there talking or whatever. What's going on here? Can I move my hand anyway?
Dead Steve says, "I don't think anyone ever looks at the text. I know I don't." Ouch.
Well, I kept every now and then again. When I was controlling the screen myself, I popped that off, put the question one back up. Nobody asks questions these days, so they probably don't know about that.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, you can easily, you know how to do that.
This question
The
one
one that's today, you have to pop off today and pop on question. And there's a bunch of different ones there.
Oh yeah. He's a hand model on Twitch. Oh no. Woodblock printmaker. He's carving, as it says, one of the color blocks for the famous Octopus Print. Some places known as what?
Actually, what this is Cameron and Ray faking it. They're using a pre-recorded Twitch stream from 3 years ago for this part of it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah.
And then they're just taking all the
It's very
advertising.
nicely timed.
They're sitting here collecting advertising money from all. Wait. Is that how it works?
Is there a Discord chat? Yes, there is. Someone help out. There you go. Thanks. Ray has very mature hands for her age.
Her fingernails need clipping again. What do you think? This looks like Ray's hands? I don't think so.
What other marquees do you have on here?
I don't remember.
おはようございます。
Oh, the camera doesn't show the front door anymore.
Yeah.
Simka-san, hello.
こうかおはようございます。
Morning.
昨日のユキの仕事終わった
終わった。
Good, thank you very much.
じゃあ
レイちゃんも一緒に練習しました。
練習ちょっとしてレイちゃんも「あー」ってもっと強くとか弱くで感じがだいぶ変わってくるねって言ってなんか実感してましたレイちゃんも。ありがとうございます。あとね、金井さんから電話じゃない連絡があって今朝、なんか竹革余ってたら送ってバレン膜竹革を送ってほしい。次の板と紙の時で一緒でいいんですけど。
いや一緒意味ないですね。
あれ長いもんね。なんだけどどうしますか。
だからスタッフに頼んでください。今日私はちょっと外出ですが。
わかりました。
今日小泉さんとテコさんとレイちゃん。じゃあその3人から。
わかりました。
上から選んで。
わ
かんない。彼女に。いいよ、大丈夫。
いいですか。
今いっぱいあるから。
中国産のマダケの方が金井さんも多分白竹高いし、10枚送るともうこっちのがなくなっちゃうから、あっちの中国産の方から抜いちゃっていいですか。いいよ、もちろん。 じゃあそれで作っときます。
じゃあ発送の方はこのグループに頼んでください。
次のヒーローズはいつからやりますか。
次のヒーローズですか。
キャンプ。
僕の発音そんなに悪いですか。バカにして。
Are you already drunk at 9:30 in the morning?
真似してないわ。なんだっけヒーローズ。来週、再来週ぐらいかな。
再来週ですか。
今日だってもう金曜日でしょ。
そうですね。
で来週1週間であれとあれをやって、あれとあれやって、
あれとあれ
をやって、
ビデオですか。
再来週ぐらいに。
はい、わかりました。So no YouTube today.
Yeah, okay. So. You could update people what's going on and what that was all about.
This is too much fun for that microphone. Apparently,
it's echoing in the room.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sugi-san comes in and the microphone peaks. She is a Genki girl.
Yeah.
So
yes. So what print is she doing next instead?
It's the one the Jed calls Times. The Heroes.
Yeah. Or no, I knew she was doing.
That's okay.
Times Print, right?
But we have a non-Kickstarter related another Heroes print coming
Yeah.
out. The next one we're publishing. It wasn't part of the Kickstarter campaign. Is the one Jed calls Times Burned Bright. It's the characters around the campfire.
Yeah.
The blocks are ready. They're carved by Rei-chan's partner.
Not this Rei-chan.
Not this. To make more confusing. Chon-san, Rei-chan's partner. And he brought the blocks over a week or so ago. And Suga-san, in the middle of her other normal printing work, has now started test printing.
Yeah.
On that set of blocks.
Right.
Once the test printing looks like it's running along in a proper direction, she's going to start a final proof printing. And for that, Cameron-san here is going to grab a camera and shoot it step by step for an upcoming YouTube video.
Yeah.
So that was the conversation. It was the timing of this. When is she actually going to do that?
So it's not happening at all today. So she's doing another print this upcoming week?
I think she's doing one of the Hunger Club.
Okay. So she's just going to do one of these really quick. And then...
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I think. I'm not quite sure. Ishikawa-san's already upstairs. She already got to work.
Oh, wow.
She interrupted me while I was in the shower this morning. I was coming. She and I have an understanding. She now knocks before coming in the room. I'm like just getting out of the shower. I'm all dressed by the time she got here. It was okay. But then she said, "Oh, you fixed the gas heater?"
Nope.
And I'm like, "Nope." Just so she looks at me.
What are you doing?
Evidence number one: Dave is soaking wet his hairs when he's just come out of the shower. Evidence number two: the gas heater has not been fixed.
Must have been cold.
Conclusion equals, you did what? I said, I don't care. It's okay. You know? She's like, oh my God, the guy really is insane.
On a day like this, though.
Of course. Who needs a water heater on a day like this?
A water chiller.
When you had a shower this morning, or yesterday, whatever, you use hot water or?
No. Oh, you're using hot water? Oh, yeah.
For
Because you're so weak,
Yeah.
you guys.
For showers, because it's so hot lately.
The water heater upstairs is broken, but I still use a shower every day. And she's like, how can you do that? And I'm like, well, it's July, you know. And these kids these days, they've never lived in a house that had no hot water. When I was brought up, You know, my mother's going to gag here, but yeah, whatever.
Bring the water from the well 2 miles uphill each way.
You have to be careful because my mother's watching this, and this is her era, you know, no running water in the house, toilets down the street, no hot water, the tin bathtub in front of the fireplace on Saturday night, whether you needed it or not, you know, that was it. You know?
Yeah.
So she's not going to listen to any of these stories with any kind of, you know.
Did Steve cold showers in hot weather? Shocked face. Why is that so shocking? Feels great. Ken Hallett has a question. Do the very reasonably priced Hunger Club prints, the ones behind me over there, make up a large percentage of sales, or do heroes make up largest percentage? It's curious. How much do you want to talk about?
Show the numbers, okay. Numbers are nothing secret there. Go ahead. Could you know how to get to the numbers there?
Do you already have them
go
open
to the
somewhere, or?
left, go to one screen left.
Oh,
There you are, and if you scroll down, that's the overall business. How much is Moko Hong Kong? How much is online? Blah blah. So the Hunger Club's not broken out there. If you go down, these two, that's the online and that's the Asakusa, and the red one is Hunger Club. So you can talk about those percentages. Nothing secret there at all. These are percentages, gross sales, gross revenue. It's not profit or anything else like that.
So, in the shop, heroes are about, it says 18%. Hunger Club is half that at 9%.
Hunger Club meaning the postcard size.
Yeah, the postcard size ones. And
the largest percentage, I think, is 22. Is it right now?
21.
21.
Tampin.
What we call tampin. Those are the prints that are left over from my Surimono albums.
Yeah.
The ones that I carved over the years and the staff is now printing.
Tampin means like standalone
Yes,
prints,
so-
not
so
part of
as
some other
opposed to
series or
subscriptions.
anything.
Yes. Although everything is tampin.
Yeah, that's true.
The point is, that's sort of what you could call the David's Choice corner, the imagery that he chose over that period of 5 years and he carved, and then the staff is now printing.
Yeah. But online, we don't sell ukiyo-e heroes because that's Jed's
Jed's.
domain. He sells them himself, so they are 0% of our online sales. But we sell a lot of them to him directly, so that doesn't make sense. But the greatest proportion of online sales is the Great Wave, a full third. We sell a lot of this. That's
What you're saying is 1/3 of our online business is one single print.
Yep. Yep.
And
It's taken outside of Tampin. It would normally be
Yeah.
within that, but it's such a huge chunk of the sales that it makes sense to stand out.
And in a few more months, there's going to be joined by another very large item.
True. Yeah.
What we should do is actually we should make this part of our discussion. If I prepare a graphic or something, we can pop those up into this chat tomorrow or something. We can look at the figures while we talk about it. So there's nothing secret there at all.
Yeah. No, I know you're very open with finances and stuff. So.
So if you remind me, I can't do it right now, but if you remind me about that, then
Okay.
if I get a minute, I can prepare a graphic and we can put those up into the chat. And we can do like the first year, the half year. We just came out of June.
Mm-hmm.
So we can show the first half year results and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So now that we're on Patreon, we should be doing that much more often. I should have the financial statements open so that the Patreon people can see what's happening.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Every year I used to do it. All the financials were in my blog every year, right down to the last yen. Yeah. Are they doing a lottery again today, or on what time?
No,
Davis
it hasn't been
regular?
mentioned this time. But does that count as your guess what time it is?
No, I don't know. I'm just actually my brain is basically turned off today. You know, I'm gonna be out of here this morning. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
unusual. I'm gonna finish this, pack it up, get my shopping list, and head out of here.
Yeah. Then... And of course, the owl print makes up the other 2/3 of the online sales. Not quite, but it is a popular print, absolutely.
Yeah, if you'd have looked at a snapshot of last December or something, it made up a huge percentage. But
Oh yeah.
also, that reminds me, we have got to start preparing in the not too distant future to get ready for the autumn and next Christmas season. You know,
Yeah.
it's already July, and if we don't get something moving pretty soon, because we've also got work on a subscription series, which is going to take a ton of effort.
Yeah.
So don't let me forget about that too much. You know.
Do you mean a New Year's card or just
No,
a new
well, the
print
New Year's
to
card
have
also,
at the
but
end?
no, the gift print
Yeah,
I wanted to
yeah.
feature this year. Last year's was dynamite. That
Yeah.
owl print.
That one.
I doubt we can find another one that's going to be so dynamite.
Yeah. Kantar suggests, ooh, owl print too.
I hope we can reach for a little better something than
Something
that.
different, yeah.
So,
Just change the colors. No one will know.
you weren't here last year, did you? In November and December. You know, we put up that owl design as our. We have a gift print every year. Starting from October, we feature it on the website. Think about this for a gift for your friends for Christmas. You know, we don't actively promote Christmas as a thing for us, but we do put one gift print every year. And there's a lot of people who see this as a nice gift for somebody. It's not expensive, $30, and it's a drop dead beautiful thing. It makes it, you know, nobody's already got it. So it's a good gift that sort of fits for anybody. Your mother-in-law, you've got to find something for Christmas, or, you know, whatever, this kind of stuff. So it's been pretty popular the last few years. And last year we put up that owl in October, and it just went, you know, it went berserk. It went ballistic.
Sold.
And the joke on it was that we, at that time, none of our other printers could do it. So I would print it, you know, 20, 30 copies on stream. And then 2 days later, because we did it on stream, it sold more. It gets a vicious circle, and it just went round and round and round.
Yeah.
Basically, every stream, every day for like a period of 3 weeks was Dave printing the owl. And it became sort of a joke, but also not so funny because there was nothing else going on. You know, so.
Just owl after owl.
But what you're hearing now when you hear talk about this owls is the echo of that event that happened last year, where, you know, Mokohankan became 100% devoted to just making that one print. You know. So.
Not the worst suggestion. Koringami and Pandora's Enigma saying cats or cat print, kitty print.
A kitty print? Give me some pride,
Hello
will you? I mean,
Kitty.
come on.
I mean, just any
What?
cat could sell like cats, I guess. It would be
I mean, wait a minute. The owl print.
a dignified cat, not a with a top hat.
Remember, we're not here to sort of suck as much money as we can out of people's wallets. That's not what we're here for. We're here to make beautiful prints.
Right.
When they sell well, we survive.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not here to. You know, Jed's story last year, the sushi cats print. You know, he told you he went to Google's Zeitgeist page, top 10 words in Google's search term.
Yeah.
And among the top 10 words, one of them was cats and one was sushi. So he said, "That's it for me, sushi cats. Away we go."
That's what people are saying here.
Also, too, that's production started now. You know, I don't know how much we were. Chon-san is, as we speak right now, Chon-san is carving the key block for the sushi cats image, which is the first of a series of 3. And the goal is by the end of the year, have all 3 of the prints in the series done by the end of the year.
Oh wow.
And we should. He's doing. It takes him 2 months to do it. So July,
Yeah.
August, well, not that. We should.
Cool.
So it'll be sushi cats, ramen cats, and sake cats.
Nice.
And whether we'll have a full edition of all the prints printed by then, I'm not sure. But the goal is to have the blocks ready and some test printing done. So. And it will be our first series with Jed that is really specifically not game-related stuff. You know? Jed wants to move a bit wider, and so do we.
Yeah. Jaller 235. Do a pancake print. It'll sell like hotcakes.
What's the difference?
It'll sell like hotcakes. It's just a common expression. It'll sell a
It
lot.
was a pun. You're the one who was feeding me bad puns the other day. You didn't even recognize a bad pun when it hit you in the face. I don't, not to be sarcastic, Dave chat much. She was looking up Google for bad puns to try and make Dave barf on the floor. So, she didn't go that far, but she got close. And now here's a pun coming back to her. It's good. It's English training.
Yeah, it's great English.
But if you're going to play the pun game, Ray-chan, you got to take it both ways.
Is that another pun?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's less easy to explain. I don't know. Do a waffle print. I swear I won't waffle on it. 'Cause waffle can mean like be indecisive. Like
That's the best they can do. Don't even bother typing that.
Alright.
Ouch. Ouch. No, come on. If you're going to play the game, you got to up your game.
yeah. Okay, there's a link to the Sushi Cat's G Clay print, and in the near-ish future, there will be the woodblock print version as well. It'll be coming out. Are you going to release all 3 woodblock print versions at a time, or do them one by one?
No, we're going to one by one when you're ready.
Okay.
But we will make people know, and we'll probably do...
This is part 1, part 2 is coming in a few months. something
yeah,
like
but
that.
we'll do like once all 3 are ready, it'll be a set price, and rather than full price, one by one. But it will be a set price for all 3.
Right.
But all 3 won't be ready. So what we'll need to do is, I don't know, what will we need to do? Sell a first one for set price and give people a discount on the third one or something, or retroactive, or I don't know. Work it out, something.
Yeah.
But clearly, the same we do with the Hiroshi Yoshida print. It's a pair.
Yeah.
They have individual prices. If you buy both together, it's X percent
Yeah.
cheaper. So.
Conter says, make it a mini subscription. Maybe the three print one. I don't know.
You should do some palm prints.
Pun prints.
Palm print.
I think the series this year is legendary. That's it for the jokes for a while. We'll go back off the jokes.
No more jokes.
I know next year's subscription series, Jed and I are still hammering it out. We haven't got it nailed down enough for me to talk about it, but it looks like we'll be doing a non-game related series with Jed next year.
And no jokes.
No jokes, no games. It'll be not serious. That's the wrong word for it. But there'll be woodblock prints.
Yeah.
Because Jed really wants to, broaden his base of artistic production.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm not able to really say much more about it right now, because we don't even know if it's going to be possible. What he wants to do and what I think we can do together are different. It's easy to shoot for the moon at his end, but I got to actually make the damn things on schedule and everything else.
Yeah.
So we haven't found a common ground yet.
Okay. A happy medium.
Well, woodblock printmaking is a happy medium or happy media. Is that what's the?
I think medium is singular. There's another pun for you. From the one who hates the puns. Okay. I'm not even gonna bother you with this one. Dead Steve sums it up. That is awful.
Are you learning English by watching these streams, Rachel?
Pardon?
Are you learning useful English by watching these streams?
Yeah.
Really? I have my doubts.
I have my doubts. This is sarcasm.
Yeah.
Useful English. With quotation marks
Very.
around useful. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what your T-shirt says, but you're not supposed to look at girls' chests. But what does it say? It feels.
Feels good to be lost in the right direction.
What does that even mean?
Well, I didn't hear you say. I'm sorry. You were laughing as you said it. What does it say?
It feels good to be lost in the right direction. I mean, no,
It feels good to be lost in the right direction.
no,
I guess.
no.
But if you're lost, you don't know. Okay, whatever. No point in thinking about it. Is this a Japanese English T-shirt or is this something from overseas?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably.
It sounds like Japanese English.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. I think it's something. I think it sounds native. I think.
Yeah. Lost in the right direction.
It couldn't be both of this one, I guess. I usually see read and just like give up sometimes because it's just English is kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah.
And that T-shirt sounds like a sort of a new age philosophy. It feels good to be lost in the right direction.
Everyone's trying to parse it. It's... What? While you try to understand the sentence, you bump into a light post. It kind of makes sense. And how it agrees with you, though. It's very philosophical. Lost in the right direction. Hey, we got a Tolkien quote in here. Not all those who wander are lost. It's a
Story of my life.
Indeed. You've sparked a deep conversation with your t-shirt.
Yeah.
Everything's gone quiet all of a sudden.
It's interesting though.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's a t-shirt. It doesn't say anything.
Succinctly?
Succinctly means concisely.
Precisely?
No, concisely. To say something important or deep in not too many words. Succinctly.
Veritable scenery.
My favorite Japanese English that I own is on a hat. It says veritable scenery on the hat.
What is that supposed to mean?
Virtual scenery? No.
Veritable.
Veritable.
This is what, true? Kind
I'm
of?
not quite sure. What does the word veritable mean? Verifiable? Veritable. Or virtual. I'm sorry, I don't even know what the word means.
Yeah.
Veritable.
Huh. Heading back to woodblock printmaking instead of analyzing Japanese English. So it says, I'm loving the current angle of the carving. The relief and the angle on the camera makes it look like a mountain range where you've been carving all those bits of seaweed.
There's two ways to go on these things. There's two thoughts. You have to be careful. And what I'm doing is the black is what's staying and the white's what's coming out. So to do these V's, you can start at the base and come out off the tip of the mountain and then do the same thing this way. Or you can turn it round, oops, and you can come in to the valleys like this. And they both have different risks and stresses. Right now here, I really have to be careful not to put stress on that place it's gone dark all of a sudden. What's happened here? I have to come in here now and make sure that the stress for the wood goes out, remember? Because I'm carving on the wrong side. This is now on the bevel face of the knife.
Right.
And the only reason I can do that is because the opposite cut is already in there. So the wood will not be stressed, the wood will move out. But there's still the danger as I come in here now, stressing on that peak and popping it off. Now it's okay because I know what I'm doing, and also because, as I said, the opposite cut's already in there, so out it goes. But in general now, peaks carved this way, you don't quite get the point at exactly the right place you want. But if you do it the other way around, if you come out, let's find another clean valley here. You can come out here, out here. And now this one, now I can make this come exactly at the point of that black thing. So I can make this point happen exactly where I want to. But the real danger on this one is that if I'm against the grain here, which actually I am right now, wood grain is running this way. We're cutting these across the grain. If I'm really not careful, if I put the knife in too deeply, that top of that mountain will pop and come off with me. It'll split there at that point. So I'm relaxing and chatting while I'm doing this, but I am really making sure this goes in, this comes in, And I'm now slicing, not dragging, because if I drag, pop, off comes the top of that mountain. So it all depends on the wood grain, the wood direction, the hardness of the wood, as to which way you cut into these things. There's no specific one way that will handle all of it. And what we're seeing here, this is like ukiyo-e hair. If you imagine this shrunk down, these are actually hairs. This would be hair cutting, and the same thing. You come out or you go in, depending on the different effects you want to. So this is, if I was going to be a young trainee, whatever, who wants to cut ukiyo-e hair, start like with something like this, a rough mountain range or whatever. And then move down progressively, lighter and smaller and more delicate.
They're explaining veritably. It's because if you screw up that peak, the print will be veritably unsellable.
Okay, run this right. Is that a real word?
It is, yeah.
I wasn't being sarcastic. What does it mean, veritably?
It says
Verifiably? What's the difference?
Often qualify a metaphor.
Yeah, it's used as an intensifier, often to qualify a metaphor. The early 1970s witnessed a veritable price explosion. That's the example sentence.
Okay.
Synonyms.
Veritable, I get. I understand that. But veritably?
Yeah,
that's an adverb.
Turning veritable into
an adverb.
Yeah. Real, bona fide, authentic, genuine, indubitable.
Yeah, it's like verifiable. Or,
Okay. I guess so. English has all sorts of...
Truly?
Truly.
So really, in other words.
Yeah.
So I think it's a scramble. Somebody trying to say verifiably. It could be verified that this is true. In other words. Yeah. Is this a real word, or is it somebody's hacked up? I don't know. Anyway, okay, I'll keep quiet.
Wonder what the word of the day is.
Come to Twitch Japanese printmaking. Yeah, right. So what's the schedule here? I've got to come down the end of this thing and then wrap it up, sir. Is that about right for me? Because I do have to get out of here.
9:29.
But today there hasn't been any. There's the door. Who's coming? Koizumi-san and Teiko-san. So they both are. They must be later today than yesterday, right? So.
Yep.
Well, they've gone upstairs already to dump their bags or something. So. Am I becoming a joke here? Is that what's happening? As soon as I said that, everybody starts laughing.
Well, I just did because I remembered yesterday's conversation with the betting. Not betting really, but guessing when you were gonna mention something about the time, and then today you were within a minute.
I think somebody won some money yesterday. I think he said, I'm going to bet within whatever 2 minutes Dave speaks up and says it's about time to close the stream. I think I hit it like whatever, a minute off or something. And whether there was a payout or not, I don't know. We should collude on this. Somebody sends me text messages, beep in my pocket to let me know what's going on.
I'll knock 2 times.
Yes, exactly. Blink twice. So, I think we had that a while back, right? Weren't they asking you, Cameron, blink if you're if you're being held hostage? Or, I think I said something bad about Christianity or something, and Cameron is a strong Christian or something. So somebody said, Cameron, blink twice if you're being held captive or whatever, something like this.
I'm fine.
Is your family Christian, Rita? Can I ask? Is it okay?
But I went to Catholic school.
Here in Japan? Or the one overseas was a Catholic school?
Both.
Yeah.
Well, there's Koizumi-san.
Well, that would have alerted me, right? So.
Yeah. Okay. And how soon do you need to leave for your appointment and everything?
The appointment's at 1:30, so what I'm doing first is I'm going to go to Seikaido first to talk about frames. They open at 10 o'clock in Shinjuku. So what I'll do is I'll just finish this stream, get my gear together, and trundle off to the train station.
Okay.
And I'm not supposed to have lunch. I'm supposed to go straight. It's some kind of CT scan. I don't know what it is. But I'm not supposed to have lunch first. So I'll just trundle off. I need my notes about frame sizes. Also, before I forget, a couple things for you, Cameron. In the post yesterday, the envelope there. Bills.
All right.
All right. Something.
Should I keep your phone or give it to you?
I don't want it. You're doing that these days. So. The phone.
The phone, because you might want it with you.
That's a good idea. So either you do that
Let's do this right now. Yeah. while you're packing up your things.
Right, I think we are pretty much done here for the day, right? What's going to be happening now then? I know this is. I gotta pop up some of these things. Morning, Koizumi-san. New York today, is it?
New York.
Which one? Ah, this one. Oh, that's long before your time, man. Show the t-shirt, show the backside. Look at this. Whoa, he doesn't even know what that word means. That's so Do you know what it means, Chan? No, you have a clue.
It's under the Earth's crust.
Yeah. That's how young you are. Okay. Did we give you a hint? The front side of the t-shirt, does that give you a hint? The front side of the t-shirt?
Is it Yankee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, this is when I was a little boy. This guy was famous. Okay, let's wrap this up. So I finished now. I finished most of the carving here. I've got a few little florals to do. So the next stream is going to be noisy at the beginning because I've got to do the wide clearing with the chisel. So tomorrow's stream will start noisy and then settle down to something quieter. And I'm not sure if it's going to take me a full stream's amount of work to do. So I need a backup plan.
Owls? Sorry, I just said that for the reaction.
Actually, what I do, I'm not sure if it's a good backup plan. I have prints to check. The prints Yamamoto-san sent, the Great Waves. I still haven't gone through them all.
Oh, yeah. And you have the microscope.
I have the microscope. Is that streamable though? Me doing surgery again under the microscope, sometimes succeeding, sometimes
Some people
failing.
said it was interesting to hear you talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
So.
So today's Friday, that's tomorrow's stream then. Tomorrow's stream will be the finished carving here with some noisy stuff and some quiet stuff. And if time allows, some microscope work on the Great Wave, picking bark out of pieces of paper.
Exciting stuff.
So exciting stuff if you think that's the way to spend some of your time. Other than that, let's tell you what, let's zoom out here. Let me stand up behind it just a second. There's still people who don't know what's going on here. Where's my glasses? Okay, I'll zoom the camera out. A little bit seasickness coming here. I'm going to move the camera. Here's you've been seeing I have two sidekicks today, Cameron and Zaychan. They've been sitting beside me. This is my carving corner. The carving bench is there. Behind me, a couple of shoji screens and our Mokuhan-kan lantern.
Which is dark at the moment.
Which is dark at the moment because I'm using the PowerPoint for this light. And then looking down the row, there's the shop. You don't have to duck out of the way.
I don't want to be seen.
The shop itself with the browser bins on the right hand side, the print party room way in the distance. Can I zoom in without making everybody seasick? Here we are zooming. That's the print party room in the back, which very soon I will be occupied by the first group of the day, I think. Then on the left hand side of the shop, my mother's flowers are still there, the last ones that are left. They're not going to last too much longer now. The back wall behind the counter now has the new wording on it. Our Facebook page has a better picture. And Cameron tonight's paying bills. He's already paid it. He's using online banking. Take us on. Say hello to the stream here. We're just signing off. Okay, there we go, gang. Okay, let's sign off for real. Cameron, if you can interrupt the bank for a minute just to sign off. See you around yet?
No, and...
Okay. See you tomorrow, gang. Thank you very much.
Alright, I'll just hit the... See ya.